Michael, who's the lead guitarist and singer for the band Katharticus. How's your day going?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. Yourself, Tim?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been
Good.
a pretty cruisy day. Um,
Oh, right. Opposite for me, but
yeah. So,
pretty hectic.
what can you tell me about yourself, like how you came to being with music and everything?
Oh, right. Well, that's a bit of a long story. I think when I was born, poor mum, the after birth was a Gibson Les Paul and a Vox deck
Oh,
of
nice.
amps. Yeah, but no, I got into music seriously when I was 17. Started playing bass while I was at school, and then
Yeah.
got a guitar, and I was playing bass and guitar sort of in different bands and stuff. And I did my first gig while I was still at high school when I should have been swatting for exams, but
Yeah.
it's rock and roll, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it started from there. Got married, dropped out of the. I was in original bands and stuff like that, being a songwriter, but I couldn't sing my own songs. I was scared of microphones. Dropped
Yeah.
out of the scene for a while. I got married and had kids and that, and then came back in and realised that if I wanted to be, people were singing my songs, but if I wanted to actually seriously take it anywhere, I needed to learn to sing myself. So I kind of like stepped up the microphone as it was,
Yeah.
and yeah, finally got into it.
Oh, sweet. Um, so, what's so what does music mean to you, and just in general or life or whatever?
Music is, it would be, put it this way, the absence of music would be a very, very sad thing. Um, like music, we tend to take it for granted. Like, even when I'm asleep, there's something going on in my head. When I wake up, there's always a tune in my head. There's always a
Yeah.
song in my head, like an earworm or sometimes a new song.
Yeah.
But if you try to imagine life without music, it would be very sad indeed. So music is kind of part of life. It's like it's not the only part of life, but it's a significant part of life.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like water or breathing or something like that.
Yeah.
With
Nah.
a little background, yeah, but it becomes a passion, when you're actually playing.
Yeah. And how did you and Greg and the other band member meet up and start to form the band?
Okay, so how that occurred was Katharticus originally, it was a different lineup. So I was always I was the guy that started it, and uh, it was started as a two-piece, me and Matt, a guy called Matthew uh, Robert Robinson on drums, and
Yeah.
when we recorded our first album, we shared the duties of playing bass,
Yeah.
and then that first album kind of got took off. It did very well. Got album of the week on Kiwi FM, which is a now defunct station. That was in
Oh, nice.
2010, and but then Matthew went to Aussie, so then we had a different lineup. So one of them, actually my son Anton was on drums for a while, and had
Yeah.
another guy called Keith Waits on bass, and another guy called Peter Mason playing percussion, and we had different lineups. But uh, the solid things occurred, I think, 2011, when my wife uh, said, "Hey, how about asking Greg to join the band?" And I thought about it, and I go, "Flip, yeah." And Greg was quite new to playing bass at the time, but he
Yeah.
brought this real freshness and energy, and I just sort of thought, "Actually, that's a sweet idea." So, and Greg just, yeah, he was pretty keen. So, and it turned out, to be honest, that's the best decision I've ever made in my life pertaining to this band, was actually asking Greg to join way back in
Yeah.
2011 or 2012, whenever that was. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely by far, of all the decisions I made, that was the best one.
Yeah. Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so our current drummer, he joined us 2 years ago. We've got had till we had a guy, Craig White on drums for about 5 years, but then he effectively left town, which meant leaving the band. And then we had another guy, Steve Hasty. He's the drummer on the song Wilson Parking. He was with us for about 18 months or so. But then Dwayne joined. This is all a bit blurry. Might have been last year or the year before last. I can't actually remember. It's pretty bad, eh? But Dwayne's solid, eh? He's right into it, and so we've recorded quite a few numbers with him, and of course done lots of gigs, and we're about to release an album very shortly. Yeah, we've just finished recording.
So what's the album called?
We're undecided about that. We're in two minds. We might call it Katharticus, but we're probably going to call it Vossens, which is an instrumental track. It's all to do with the antic. That's all about it's feline word for misbehaviour that cats get up to, pretty much. So it's an instrumental. So we might be calling it that, but we're not 100% sure about that yet. But we're pretty excited about it. It's got, about the album itself.
They're really good, actually. And when is the album supposed to be dropping? Do you have a set date, or is it up in the air at the moment?
Not as such yet. Well, we've got the two songs. The final two songs are being mixed right now, and one of them's a brand new song called "Can't Box Me In." That a few people have been pretty keen for us to get recorded. And another song called All Blown Away. So when those are mixed and mastered, then we'll be ready to put it together. But we've got to decide the list of the songs. And I know everybody's going to ask, is Wilson Parking on the album? Yes, it will be. Because that would, people would be gutted if it wasn't. So sometime this year, definitely.
Great.
It's a bit to organise. We don't know how we're going to release it in terms of what format yet. Whether we're going to go to CD route, or some people talk about cassettes and some people talk about vinyl. Vinyl is very expensive, but we're trying, and also time consuming to actually get it to happen. And of course, it will be on the major platforms because that's the way stuff is these days. So it'll be on Bandcamp first, because Bandcamp are really good at paying musicians. Spotify basically sucks, but it has to be there because that's what everybody uses. But I'll say it. Well, no foibles about saying it. Spotify sucks. A rip-off outfit. You get next to nothing from them, but we'll have to be there. So it'll be on major platforms, but hopefully, so like we're in August, and I imagine it won't be until at least October before we release it, because it just, you've got to get everything pressed, and it's the mixing finished, but also the produced on the whatever medium we're going to put it on. So we'll see, but it will be this year, and then we have to do some form of gigs or maybe a summer tour with it.
Nice.
You just got to we're musos at organising things.
That's understandable. So if you guys did do a tour, would you tour around the main cities in New Zealand, or just within the South Island, or?
I would like to actually see, one thing that happened was when we did the first album, everybody wanted the radio stations that wanted to get up to Auckland, but we were actually only a two-piece band. And I was scared. I mean, I was still scared of microphones and that, and we recorded very well, obviously, but I was a little iffy about that, and we dropped the ball pretty much. But this time we'd be game to do it. We did play Christchurch back then, but I'd like to play the major cities. But we probably, because we all have day jobs and we actually work for a living, we probably wouldn't take 2 months off and do that sort of thing, which is the dream, living the dream. We'd probably do it like you call it a tour, but we probably do like take long weekends and play up around, say, Christchurch, and then one in Wellington, and one in Auckland, and Hamilton, or wherever it happens to be, and hopefully somebody might come along and support us in that in terms of managing it for us. That would be cool. That would make it a lot easier to organise, accommodation, the gig, all that, the airfares, all that sort of drama. I have done a couple of solo ventures, like Wellington twice, and the Bay of Plenty. They played up there. They had to fly through Auckland to do that, and Rarotonga, of all places. That was that was a unique trip, and a lot of fun. But they're solos, so the band's a lot bit trickier. But we're keen to do it, and the whole band's up for it. So it's just a matter of putting it all together, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Our own hometown.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got any music videos coming up that you guys are going to be recording, or? We will be. That's really way in the back of my mind. Because we got the song "Can't Box Me In," which is definitely strong single material. We definitely want to do a video for that. So we've got a few up there now, like Bird of the Year, Wilson Parking, Don't Blink, Blow the Comfort Zone, Kiss Me Kate. There's probably one or two others. I'm not really good at remembering all this. We definitely must do one for Can't Box Me In, and there may be one or two others. We might do one for Bossons, something more ethereal for Katharticus. That's an 8-minute song, of course. We'll get that to happen. I guess I've just had the album. We've only just finished recording, so that's been recording all the parts and making sure we nailed it. A lot of practice for that. So that's sort of like, and the video. Oh, that's right. So thanks for reminding me. That's right. Must do a video. You Can't Box Me In. It's got to have a video. So how we do that is, we'll get round to it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts about the future of music?
Oh my goodness! Well, there will always be music. That's number one, and it will always be. There's a lot of good stuff going on, and a lot of absolute crap. So the crappy things to do with the platforms, how it's all been digitized, and Spotify and all the rest of it. So you record an album, and then a lot of people won't buy physical stuff. And but the spin-off from that is that what happens is you tend to, which I've noticed myself, is you do sell CDs, but you actually sell a truckload of merch. And we've run, I think we've done like 3 lots of Katharticus shirts, or 2 or 3 lots, bowled a lot, and 2 or maybe 3 lots of Wilson Parking t-shirts, bowled all them, and stickers. We've still got some stickers, but it's quite interesting. So the merch, so that's a positive side, and that's all happened because of digital, really because of that digital thing. So people sometimes want, they've got you on, they're showing me at gigs, they're showing me their Spotify links, and there you are sitting there, and they say, we've got everything you've got, playing in their place of work and all the rest of it, but they want something